Hi, I'm Dr. Nichols, and I'll be your instructor for Christianity and Society through the King's College the fall term of 2013. I'm excited to have you in this class, and I hope you're excited to be taking this class. I think we're going to do a lot of interesting stuff, and I think you have an opportunity to explore lots of interesting ideas and concepts that affect us every day in the way that we think and the way that others think around us. This is going to be a brief video as just a real basic intro to the course. There will be other videos to follow, hopefully on a weekly basis or close to it, to kind of keep you oriented and know what's coming as the course goes. First things first, what you really need to do first is make sure that you have access to the Moodle page where all of the things in the course will be hosted. You need to make sure that you can access your grades, that you can access your profile, that the links in the course work, that you can get to the lecture videos. So you need to get onto the page, explore a little bit, click around in the links, make sure everything's functional. Then you really need to make sure you take a look at the syllabus. Now, I know that the syllabus is not the most exhilarating reading in the world. I totally get it, but you have to make sure that you know what's expected. The syllabus is quite complete. It has all of your textbooks. It has the entire course calendar, explains all of the assessment and the grades and all that sort of thing. So if you have a question about anything in the course, the first place to go is the syllabus. So those are the first things. Then I want you to take a few minutes, explore the main page, look at the structure of the course in terms of the main page that will from which you'll springboard to everything else. You'll see that there are 8 modules, or there are 8 weeks in the course, 2 modules in each week, broken down in Monday to Wednesday and Thursday to Saturday. You'll see there's some images that are loaded in each of the weeks, along with some scripture that ties into the big idea for the week. And if you look at it, you'll notice that the content of each module is set up in a table, and that on the right side of the table there are web links. And those are the links to the lectures, the links to the forums, the links to the written work that you'll submit. Pretty much everything you're going to do comes off that page. Now, the one thing I would say is if you look at the bottom of the page, there are 2 weeks that have just a lot of different assignments in them. Please don't use those links. For tracking purposes and just to make sure that I know exactly what pages you've been on and what you've done in the event that anything doesn't get recorded properly or something like that, I need to make sure that you are accessing them properly, the lectures and the assignments and readings and things, using the weekly modules on the main Moodle page. A little bit about me. Currently, I work at Edward Jones, which is a financial services firm, and I work in information services. I spend most of my time in the day working to make sure that the network stays up for Edward Jones with a team of people that monitors the routers and switches. I've been doing that for a couple of years. Before that, I was a teacher for 15 years, mostly at the high school level. And I actually had taught a course very similar to this called Worldviews at a school in St. Louis, Missouri, for high school seniors for 6 years. So it's a very similar, class, content-wise, almost identical, and the students were, I guess, about essentially a year younger than what I'm sure most of you are, as probably incoming freshmen. So this is pretty familiar ground to me in terms of the content of this particular course. My actual academic training, I have a master's degree in theology from Fuller Seminary and a doctoral degree in medieval history from the University of Wales. My primary research has been medieval history, particularly religious history, monasticism, and those sorts of things, monks and nuns and whatnot. But I also have a pretty extensive background in both Old and New Testament theology, as well as the world of the early church. So I have a pretty broad grasp of, certainly Christian history and the history of Christianity in the West, particularly in the modern and contemporary eras. I've taught the full sweep of Western Civ for Kings from 10,000 BC up to the present. So, and those sorts of things, this course is something that I have a lot of experience with in terms of actually teaching, and also the subject matter is something that I really enjoy and I find very interesting. I hope you will too. The one thing I will say is that the real big purpose of this course is to get you to engage. This is not an independent study course. This is really designed for you to engage the ideas of the different worldviews that are present in our world, the different cultural influences, the different political, economic, and philosophical impulses that shape the way that we think and the way that we live together. And we want to do that with the fundamental question of what leads to ideal human flourishing. That's a term that you're going to hear Dr. Bradley talk about a lot. What is it that makes us healthy and whole people? Certainly, as Christians, we would say living in harmony with the way that God made the world is fundamental. The question is, how do we do that, and to what extent are the various worldviews we encounter in our world in harmony with what Jesus taught and with what Christianity has always maintained, or at odds to that? And I am hopeful that you guys will all wrestle with those questions individually, but also together as a class. We will be able to navigate these together. You'll see that there's some introductory things coming up fairly soon. There's an introductory conference call the first week of the course that I really hope you all can join, so we can get a bit of time to kind of flesh out some of the technical questions of the class to make sure you understand how everything's going to operate, but also so we can get to know each other a little bit. And I really look forward to the next 8 weeks. Send me an email at any time if you have any questions. My email address is on the syllabus. It's also linked on the page. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward for you to get a hold of me. But if you have any questions at any time, communicate with me. If you see me online on Gmail, feel free to have a chat session, to answer a question, any of those sorts of things. I'm always available for you as much as I can. So hope you're ready. We're going to get started. We're going to have a good 8 weeks, and I'll talk to you soon.